what's the next section that we're about to move on to? Yeah. Stem and leaf. Let's do it. So in stem and leaf, these are all ways that we're just trying to show our data in different ways. And this is at the heart of data handling and statistics, is taking a set of data and presenting it in some ways. And we can really paint very different pictures with how we present our data. And we can do certain things with them. And this is part of the power of this, is to see, even with mean, median, and mode, you could talk about your data in very different ways. So let's say stem and leaf. We're trying to show some data, and we're going to run through this set of data and how we show it in a stem and leaf. So for this one, I'm going to jump straight into it. What we want to do here is summarize our data. And we're going to have stems and we're going to have leaves. So the first one is, let's draw a stem and leaf of this data. And the way that we do that is we write our stems over here, and we're going to write our leaves over here. Stem, leaf. So if we put down all the numbers that are in the tens over here in order, then that's our stem and our leaf. So now we need to look through our data. And we're going, how am I writing 10? There's one, right? 11. So we've got 1, 1, that's the number 11. Are there any other numbers in the tens that are here? Well, let's go through. Wait, there's one, there's a 13, and there should be another one. There we go, an 18. Now we need to write this in order, and we're also going to, the spacing is quite important. So we've got 13, because that's 13 there, and 18. So we're going to read that as 11, 13, and 18. So probably just in terms of finding techniques to do this reasonably quickly is, what's our lowest number? It's in the tens. So let's find all the numbers that are in the tens, maybe like that, and then we can order it. Sometimes, depending on your set, it's sometimes useful to go, let's just get ourselves a little bit of working space here, and go, well, in the tens, we've got 11, so we went 11, ticked it off and put it here. 18 came up next, so we put an 8 there. 13 came up, so we put a 3. And then we put it nicely ordered into our stem and leaf. So then we could go down, and I'm not sure which tactic works better for you, but we need to find a nice, efficient way of doing this. So right now, to turn all of this into stems and leaves, how do you think you're going to do it in the most efficient way you can think of? Okay, and this might change as you do it. And you go, oh, actually, once I've done it once, let me try it a different way. And go for it now. See, so we definitely need to write down all the different options here. So 2. When you look through this, you won't find any data points that are in the 2s. So we leave it blank. And we'll come back to why we do that. And yes, it's going to be a question. So 3, 4, 5, 6. How far down do we have to go? What's the highest number in the data set? Highest number that jumps out to me is this 90 over here. I think that's the highest. So we can go 7, 8, 9, and then we can go through and start populating our stem and leaf. Now, as I said, 2 different methods. One might be, let's have our working one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And maybe what's useful is now you just go along. 44, and we put it there. 51, and we put it here. 11, 90, and we put it here. And so it goes. 76, 6. And you keep doing this until you've got all your points. 64, and then 37, 43. This is a bit of a schlep, but it is what it is. And then you transfer from this into your stem and leaf. Or, as I said, the alternative is, and let's leave that one actually because we crossed that off, is to look through and go, you know what, the data set's small enough that we don't have to go so systematically through like that. We can go, let's go for the 20s, there's nothing. 30s, well, maybe we can just keep in our head and go 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. we've got a 36, a 37, so 6, a 7, a 36, so we've got another one of those. We've got a 37, so we've got two 37s, a 38, a 36, so another one of those, a 37, and that's it. So now we can go, there are three sixes, so let's put those in. We've got 6, 6, 6, and isn't that devilish? And we've got three sevens, 7, 7, 7. Isn't that lucky? And we've got 8. Okay, so as I said, up to you how you do that. I'm going to fill them in. While I'm filling them in, think about the question, which is, what method's kind of feeling good for you? And as you're filling it in, the question that I'm going to ask after I've filled this in is, why do you think this is a useful way to show your data? So let's fill the rest of this in, and I'm going to do it quickly from the version I've got here. So 43, 4, 6, 7. 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 4, 6. 2, 2, 4, 6. 2, 5, and our 90. Okay, so question is, why in our data, this is a test that is written by 29 pupils, and here are the percentages. Why is that a useful way to show all those test scores? Okay, number of ways of looking at this. It's useful to summarize our data in some way, at least because looking at this mess over here, it's hard to tell what's going on. How did pupils do? Was there kind of some average? Was there a tendency for people to get a certain? Well, lots of people just looking at this, lots of people got in the 30s. There, it just jumps out at you. Looks like it tailed off. Very few people in the 90s, but looks like the bulk of people over here somewhere. Looks like there were one or two marks that were not the hottest. Okay, so just summarizes it so we can see something from it, may be useful. Okay, so we've got our stem and leaf. Use the stem and leaf, and maybe before we do that, we told that there are 29 pupils. So what we could do is go, let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 29 points. We didn't miss one. I must say, I think the working one, this way of doing it, is useful if you've got a huge data set and you need to go through each one, but putting it straight in might work too. Use the stem and leaf to determine the mean median mode. Of course, mean median mode. We seem to be in love with the mean median mode. Okay, the mean, easy enough, right? Cool. We add them all up, pop our calculator up, and we do one of these where we add them all up and divide by, we know that we're going to not have two fractions. We're going to divide the whole thing by 29, and we're going to do adding. Okay. The median. What is the median again? The median was the one in the middle. So they're 29 pupils. If they're 29 pupils, are we going to have one in the middle, or are we going to have two that we need to take an average of? Well, it's an odd number, so we know that, like, if there were 5, there's going to be one definitely in the middle with on each side. So there's going to be one. What number is that going to be in the middle? Not what is the value of that number, but if there were 5 pupils, I would say that it's the third data point. If there are 29 pupils, which there are, which data point will it be? Well, if there were 5, we said it was the third. So it's like we divided by 2 to get 2 and added 1. So let's do the same thing. Let's divide by 2 and basically round up. So it must be the 15th data pupil. Data point. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we get 51 sitting there in the middle. Okay, cool. So I think that is right. So it should work if we go the other way. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So when we come from the top or the bottom. Righto, let's do this one, the mode. Well, what is the mode again? It's the one that occurs most often. Well, it looks like there are two modes. These two here, right? So remember that this one, let's just capture this as well. The median was 51, because that's 51, and the mode, they're 2, 36, and 37. It's not an average of those. It's both of those. Oh, did we miss one? Oh, we'd missed one as well. These 51s. So they're three modes. 36%, 37%, and 51%. Now, which one do you think which measure or measures of central tendency are best to describe this test? This always feels like a contentious question. I would say that the mean is not necessarily that great because, well, what was our mean? I think we would have got 51, let's just say it was 51.2%. So 51.2 is in the middle. The median was 51, that's also kind of in the middle. And the mode, I mean, the mean and median seem decent enough, maybe. What was kind of in the middle? What is the middle mark? The mean, well, what is kind of that average? And the mode, well, is it useful to know that 3 people got 36? Well, I don't know. Doesn't seem that useful. Is it useful that there were 3 37s and 3 51s? Doesn't really tell you that much about the test. Okay, so that's always going to be a difficult one to see that. But okay, that does us on the first few things of data handling. Hopefully useful. Recording these, obviously recording them before you've done it. Really looking forward to the lesson time to see what questions we come up with and looking. And remember that there are these exercises to do in the beloved textbook. So there's that one, and you would already have been doing this one here and the one before that over here. And if you didn't get through them all, weekends are lovely things, aren't they? Goodbye. Goodbye.